Hi guys, this is DoubleD Robin from UNCUT Media, and you are watching Loudmouth Presents Off the Top Rope.
So
And then you
yes,
can cut it out from
we're
there.
doing the thing now.
We do.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
So I mean, you know, there's a blonde. You know, he started off. Sorry, he started off with black hair and things like that. Then he went to the blonde hair, and it's you see the feathered gown and all of that.
So
stuff.
he was very what is that oak's name? With the
Red
rings? Liberace. He was the Liberace of wrestling.
Yeah, that's it,
Yes.
man. That's it.
Yes.
So then these guys decided that they are going to you know, shorten matches. It's going to be more predetermined. It's just going to be like, you know, wrestling to grab people's attention again. And they started doing things for attention.
And is this where the performance side of it comes in?
This is where the performance side comes. Now he comes into the ring, he shoos the referee away and all of that stuff. And it's just it becomes a spectacle. It really does become a spectacle. And then they went and stuffed up. Because they were running Madison Square Garden for years.
Yeah.
Years and years and years. And then one of the promoters was going to get cut out.
Okay.
Because of certain things. And he went to... No, backstage politics is so freaking weird in professional wrestling, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got these guys with big personalities, are 6'6", 300 pounds, muscles coming out of their freaking crap.
Yeah.
And they're such a bunch of pansies. You know, hey, this is my spot. I need to have my spot.
My spot, Sheldon Coopering it.
You know, my lights needs to be this way. Why is my music not playing? You're not playing my music.
They announce your name. So what? They're playing the wrong music. So you get the fuck out there.
Yeah. Get on with it.
You know. So this guy went to Ray Stevens and complained, and Ray Stevens chased him away, and he went to the newspapers in New York and said, "Well, wrestling's fake, and this is how it works and things." Okay, I really hate the term fake, but anyway.
Well, that's something I'd like to also kind of, you know.
Oh, listen. Your favorite movie is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Now, is the Rocky Horror Picture Show real? You wish Frankfurter was real because you want to do Frankfurtery things to him.
Of course I do.
But now
he's the reason I'm so weird.
But now that's a story. Right? It's got a beginning, a middle,
and an end.
It's got an antagonist and a protagonist.
Yes.
And you've got good guys and bad guys, and it's love and mystery and intrigue and a little bit of comedy. You know? That's what professional wrestling is. Professional wrestling is a movie that you're seeing live in front of you.
Yes, 100%.
The only difference is I look crap in spandex. I'm not Wonder Woman.
I look crap in spandex.
Oh, you're fantastic in spandex. I got you on because you're going to be the face now.
Oh, am I? Not in spandex.
You're going to be pretty. I'm going to be in spandex.
Red, can you imagine me in spandex, bro? No.
Okay,
but that's okay. So my question with the fake versus is the staging thing is that there is a level of which we need to talk about, a level of theatrics that is involved in order to get people interested. Because if the theatrics and the soap opera side of it was not there, it wouldn't be as entertaining to watch unless you are a fan of the actual sport.
Now you see, now this is going back to 1906, and I mentioned Jim Landis and George Hackenschmidt wrestling for 11 hours odd.
Do you want to sit, maybe?
No, I don't want to sit actually because I'm looking at this thing of Gorgeous George, and I've seen this before, and it's a fantastic thing. Really, take a look at it. It is fantastic. And man, I need to tell you a story.
Tell me the story.
So there's this one wrestler, Booker T. He's in the car with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Okay. Now they're leading up to the Rumble versus the Jungle. They're talking about, you know, getting to Zaire and all of this stuff and everything like this. And they're in the car and they stop and the paparazzi sees it's Muhammad Ali's car, so they come out of there. And, you know, to not make it seem like they're getting along and things like this, because there's been a long promo thing with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, and George Foreman's such a sissy and I'm so pretty and all of that stuff.
Yes.
He says, George, get out the car quickly so nobody sees you. When George Foreman gets out the car, Muhammad Ali sticks his head out. He says, don't let me see you in my ugly car again, you monkey. So, oh, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a theatrical. I mean, cutting a promo on a guy. You know, you're not going to go out there and I'm going to kill you and stuff like that. I'm not going to go out there and kill him.
Yeah. Well, yes.
But you need to do a promo to get the
build
crowd
it
involved.
up. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what's the difference between doing a professional wrestling promo and doing a vignette for Uncut Media?
But that's my thing, is that there's a level of theatrics involved, because if there weren't theatrics in anything that we do, even in rugby, there's theatrics. I think it was don't shoot me rugby fans, but like the Crusaders or the Blue Bulls recently did a TikTok to the single ladies. They went out on the field and one of the players danced to Beyonce's single ladies. Like, it's theatrics.
Let me stop you there. For all you Blue Bull supporters, it was Western Province, not Blue Bulls. Okay?
That one. Sorry.
Just.
I know the Sharks. That's what I know. Oh. Okay. And the Springboks.
I know the Thok.
They're my team.
They're playing black.
I'm a Durban girl.
There's a shock of you.
No, I'm a Durban girl. I would be disowned by my family if I didn't support the Sharks. But my point is that even now, especially now, in any sport, there is a level of showmanship that needs to happen. These guys are celebrities. But we go back to the early 90s of the guys that I know, the wrestlers that I know, the WWE, the Undertaker was my brother's favorite.
No, yeah.
Stone Cold was my favorite. Who was the pretty one with the long blonde hair?
There was all pretty ones with the long blonde hair.
No. There was one particular one with long blonde hair.
Probably Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
And there was Hart.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart was the one.
The Canadian.
I only watched him because he was pretty. I didn't care about the wrestling. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of women out there that feel much the same. But you wouldn't get the views and bums and seats if you didn't have that sex appeal factor. You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
That's it. So, leading back, okay, guys, we've gotten a bit ahead of ourselves. This here is Dale DoubleD, Robin,
Hi.
Uncut Media extraordinaire, social media guru, radio DJ personality extra large.
Well, yes. They don't call me DoubleD because,
because she's got degrees.
I've got a big personality. I have two.
The reason why I brought Dale in here is because as a DJ, and more specifically as a rock DJ, Dale listens to all sorts of rock music. And the rocking wrestling thing is the theme for tonight. So we're going to go back all the way to 1983. In 1983... it's a long time ago. I was 3 years old. Dale wasn't even thought of.
I was.
She wasn't even thought of yet.
No, I was one. Me, I'm old. I was one. 1983. I was one.
So anyway, this 21-year-old here, wasn't even alive yet. But a music video came out. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Love it.
Now go and check out the video. Cyndi Lauper is wearing pretty much everything in her wardrobe all at the same time. It's funny as hell.
Funny woman.
But that video was the genesis for the rock in wrestling, because through that and through the music video Goonies Are Good Enough, rock and wrestling came, and Cyndi Lauper seconded in wrestling terms. It was, came out with
thanks
for the yokel came out, and it really did start off the rock in wrestling revolution. And if you guys haven't seen the music video, go out and watch the music video. It's great stuff. But because of that, we have now got the association now of rock and roll music and wrestling intertwined. You look at bands like In Living Color with CM Punk, Metalingus with Edge, even Chris Jericho now with his band Fozzy. I don't know if you're familiar with the band Fozzy. Their song Judas, it's a great song. Go out there and take a look at it. They did a thing with Chris Jericho where one of Chris Jericho's opponents couldn't. You put in certain stipulations, should I say, and they couldn't play Chris Jericho's music.
Okay.
But because the crowd knew Judas so well,
yes,
they started chanting Judas as he walked in. Now, as a rock aficionado, and you've been to a lot of rock concerts and things like that, when a crowd can connect with somebody like that, and the musician doesn't even have to sing his song for the crowd to know it.
Yeah.
How do as a DJ and as a music aficionado, how does it connect with you?
I think one of the most important things, and I think that's why music is so special, especially rock music, because there is always a beat to rock music that makes you feel something a little bit deeper in your soul. Then, I was laughing internally when you were talking about Cyndi Lauper, and I was like, yeah, listen, it's a stretch calling Cyndi anything close to rock music, but she was definitely that door, and that's great. But, for an artist to write a song and create a piece of music that people connect to so heavily, that they know the words, that they're able to perform it back to you. Queen's a perfect example. You watch that scene in Bohemian Rhapsody, or you go back and watch the original footage in Live Aid of Freddie standing there, and Freddie's interaction with his crowd was so important. And I think that that's why music and sport have always been so synonymous, because every sport has got a song. If you think about it, every sport has got a song. 9 times out of 10 it's a rock song, because it makes the crowd, it winds people up, it gets them going. No one's ever gone to a rock concert and stood there with their hands in their pockets. You there, you pumped, you going, and to have something that special that they associate, you associate a person. It's a big deal for an artist. I think that's a huge thing. Yeah. I would, I've got a theme song, but we can't repeat that on YouTube, because that would be bad. But like, everybody has a song that you associate, with somebody, and I think that's where we start speaking about the theatrics of the wrestling. Right. What do you, have you got a favorite rock song? That's a horrible question. I hate that, because I don't.
Rock songs are they're subjective. Yes. Because what you think is a good rock song, people will always go, well, that's not a good rock song. If I've got my own personal music that I come out to and things like that, but if I really had to choose a song that I would come out to Depeche Mode's Enjoy the Silence. Yeah. Or I would come out to Master of Puppets.
Oh, you see. But yeah, listen, Metallica does no wrong in my eyes, ever, ever, ever. But let me ask you this then, as a wrestler, what does the music do for you before you go out to perform, to play, to wrestle, to do your thing? What does it do for you? Is it because of the performance, or is it because it pumps you up?
I listen before I go out. I used to listen to Faithless.
Back in the day, even me, I was a raver back in the day.
But I listen to Faithless Insomnia. Yes. Because when the beat drops and it goes, dun, 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 that always used to get me up. Yeah. But I've discovered a German electronic guy by the name of Motorhead that I listen to, and it's incredibly melodic. Yes. And when I'm just about to go into the ring, everything has to flow. Yes. Everything has to flow. You have to be crisp, and you have to move a certain way in the ring, and that melody always gets me going
on that level.
But I mean, like 2 hours or 3 hours before the show, I'll probably put on some Metallica. I would put on the Congos. Okay. Because I like the Congos as well.
That's happy music.
Yeah. That, it just gets me in a vibe. Yeah. And I listen to Duality. Okay. From
Slipknot. Yeah.
That was good. So, from Slipknot, just
it's a great song.
That opening refrain, I put my fingers into my eyes. Just and the music. I can imagine the music video where the guys are running into the house. Yes. Like that and things like that. That kind of gets me up. It gets me ready for it. But I mean, my preparation goes long before that.
No, of course it does. No, the reason I ask is just because, a lot of people, I mean, I'm in a sport as well, and I'm the kind of person that I need to be very calm. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, before I perform my show, and I'm not talking about radio shows, but before I get on stage, I need to be calm. So I don't put my rock music on because it hypes me up. So I'll put on something super soft and very poppy and very relaxed and kind of calm down. But I'm imagining as a wrestler or a rugby player or whatever that you want to be hyped. But as you say, you need to be on that like crisp level. So that's what interests me is like
the reason. Sorry to interrupt. The reason why I'm on that kind of crisp level, that level. Yeah. Level. Yeah. Is because when I go out, invariably, because I'm the loudmouth, people give me the microphone and go, get the crowd angry. Okay. Which I'm perfectly cool with. I'll go out there and I'll pick.
Okay, but why angry? Like, explain to me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, and I explained to you that my level of wrestling was watching WWE in the 90s. But why angry? Like,
I cannot connect as a good guy. I cannot connect.
So you're the villain.
I am.
Okay.
I am the villain. Today I was doing running commentary with people with some of my trainees and things like that.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do promos, and I'm like, you know what, guys, it's very simple. You know, you need to up your game. You know, you need to up your game through hard work and dedication. I've upped my game. Up yours.
Yeah.
So automatically they're like, come on, Don, man, come on, why are you being like that, man? I'm like, hey, get your shit together.
See,
So automatically, you know, they're like, the crowd's a little bit quiet.
Okay.
Or
go piss them off.
Just go and get a reaction out of me.
Okay.
And, you know, hi, how you doing? That's a great reaction. No.
Yeah, okay.
So you walk past and you go, hey, is this your girl?
Yeah.
Oh. It's not like you know, you go, oh, that's not the dog you were with last night or something like that. Or
that's a bit out of your league, bruh.
You know, you go and you just turf somebody's beer over. Or, you know, you ask them to stand up, and when you see somebody in the crowd that's maybe can't stand up, like a guy in a wheelchair or something like that, you'll go, you'll go up to him and you go, hey, is this he taken?
Whoa.
You know?
What's this like? Hey.
Yeah, no. And I cannot connect.
But that's also potentially half of the fun, I think, is that why you'll get the crowds. Again, we go straight back again to the showmanship and the theatrics. You know, if you don't have it, then what's the point? You know, like
exactly.
You want to be entertained. Whether you're watching a sport, whether you're watching a show, whether you're listening to a radio show, you want to be entertained.
And I think this is the real problem that we've got with professional wrestling now. Is that everything happens so quickly.
Okay.
Social media is instant. Yeah. You get your WhatsApps instantly to you. TikTok gives you an option of 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute.
Yeah.
Their videos don't go 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If you're there to really listen to a person, you'll listen to their lives or things like that. Dale shows on at on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. You're gonna love it.
There we go.
But if you're not there to see something specific, and it doesn't catch you in 30 seconds, you're moving on.
100%. Instant gratification.
So now what's happening is wrestling is suffering because everybody wants to do everything all at once. Boom, boom, boom. I must get all my stuff in. And we're not into a 30-second story.
No.
We're into an emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
With professional wrestling.
Okay.
That's why there's a good guy and a bad guy. That's why matches are built the way that they do, that they are, is to get that feeling that you are there to experience a movie in front of you. And this comes back to that term that you wanted to discuss. So you can ask the question now. Ask the question.
Remind me the term.
Oh God, I don't want to say.
Say the word.
Hey, you know wrestling's fake, eh?
Oh, you know wrestling's fake, eh? So is wrestling fake, eh? No, but here's the question, and this is coming from the layman who literally watched for Shawn Michaels' pretty blonde hair. When they blitzing each other with chairs, is that real or is it staged?
Oh, it hurts.
Okay, because stunts are a thing. So my argument always was, because I was always arguing, you know, yes, it might be fake, but it's still a level of stunt that is involved, and a level of 90% of what you watch in the movies is fake. 95% of it is fake.
Oh, yeah.
But it requires a level of skill to make people believe it.
Absolutely.
But that's my question now.
Now,
how much of wrestling that you see now, professional wrestling that you see now, is stage stunt work versus you actually mudding each other?
Now, you need to understand the anatomy of a hit.
Okay.
When you are using your forearm to hit somebody in the chest, using a clothesline, using this part of your body, this part of your body here, onto this part of your body here.
Yeah. Okay.
So this here, this here, is making contact with this here.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Got you.
Right.
Yeah.
And the guy's running off the ropes, and he's hitting you like that.
Got you. It's gonna hurt.
Exactly. Okay. So then there's the bump.
Okay.
Now, the bump is the wonderful sound it makes when the guy falls on his back.
Yes.
Or falls on his face.
Yes.
You cannot fake that.
Okay, got you.
Because people, okay, I'm going to tell you now, wrestling rings are not trampolines.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's steel.
Yeah.
And it's palm boards. And it's foam mats.
Yes.
And it's canvas.
Like boxing rings.
And that's it. The only difference between a wrestling ring and a boxing ring is a wrestling ring has a spring in the middle and it's got a bit of give.
Okay, got you.
So when you land, it flexes.
Gives a little bit, but it's not a trampoline.
Thank you.
I got you.
So now what's happening is you're falling on your back. Boom.
160 kilos.
And you're getting up. 160 kilos.
Guessing. I'm guessing. Eat your cake.
I'll get to 160 eventually. So now you're taking clothesline, hip toss, drop kick.
Okay.
Clothesline, you're hitting on the back. Clothesline, you're hitting on your back. Hip toss, you're hitting on your back. Drop kick, you're hitting on your back. Then you're rolling out the ring. Now the guy decides that he's going to dive on top of you.
Mm.
So now it's his weight, 90, 95, 100 kilos, whatever it may be, coming down on you, and you hitting the floor outside. So you're 120, he's 100 kilos.
Yeah.
So that's 220 kilos on you.
Yeah.
Now he drags your sorry ass back into the ring now because, we're going to have some more fun. Yay! So now, you need to condition your body.
Yes.
To do that.
Yes.
So what do you do in training?
Fall on your back.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Now we have to go normal bump, medium bump, high bump, handstand bump, side bumps for when you drop your elbows. You need to do bumps when you do a leg drop. Now you need to do those type of bumps. Now you need to roll because now you're rolling forward, you're rolling backwards. If you're taking an arm drag, you've got to do a 3/4 roll over that type of thing.
Yeah.
So now 45 minutes to an hour rolling and bumping. So now you're doing that. We do it twice a week. The guys in the States do it every single day.
Sure. It's hectic.
So now that's part of your training. So now all of a sudden you're doing that training. Then you're doing lockups and holds and things like that. And then afterwards you're putting a dummy match together where whatever you've learned in the ring at that time. So now we're doing suplexes. Right, now how do we fit the suplex into the match? This is how we're going to get there. All right, let's go. And you go through your match, and then you'll end up doing all of that stuff over again.
But I think what where the point that we're getting to is that you don't meet up with your opponent the week before and go, right, let's rehearse how this is going to go down.
No.
You get in there, he's done his training, you've done your training, and it's a physical, full-on match, but your body is conditioned to accept. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And also the dance.
Okay. The dance.
The dance. Okay. Now, when you do a choreographed stunt in a movie and things like this, punch, kick, all of that stuff. If you're doing something where a bad guy's getting over on a good guy and he grabs a weapon and he starts hitting and hitting a pipe, the butt of a gun, whatever it may be, that happens.
Okay.
No. Think about The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
The Rock grabs a chair.
Yes.
And hits Stone Cold again and again and again and again and
yes.
again. What's the difference? The only difference is we've conditioned ourselves enough that when they throw the chair shots, we can take the chair shots. Do you see Tom Cruise going to get hit with a steel chair in the face?
Yeah, but this is my question. Is that shit allowed? And why is it allowed?
Sometimes it's allowed.
But for the theatrics.
Also, you need to judge the room.
So if the crowd's bored, grab a chair.
Well, there's that. Basically. But if you're in a biker bar,
yeah, okay.
Are the bikers gonna enjoy a technical match, or do they want to see guys get beat up?
Yeah, for sure.
If you go to a family show and there's a lot of kids there, are you going to grab a chair?
Okay, I got you. So you read the room.
You read the room.
Okay.
Yes.
But I mean, there are rules though. Surely.
Yes, there's rules.
Okay.
You can't. They don't allow hooking anymore.
Which is?
the British style of wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we did
I
explain
explained the
this.
Fisher. I explained the Fisher figure and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Dale didn't like that. A lot of.
Yeah, there was.
But
Don't plug me.
Yes, you can't. You obviously can't. Grab an eye or a official or anything like that. But in saying that, if the referee doesn't see it, is it really illegal to start with?
Yeah, I got you. No harm, no foul.
So if Dale's got me on the ropes, for example, and the ref is on her opposite side where he's not supposed to be, he's supposed to be on your left hand side. Don't tell anybody that. And Dale grabs me by, I don't know how I'm gonna say like this, and says to everybody, "Hey, crowd, here's your favorite wrestler. Why don't you take a photo while she's smiling?"
Yeah.
And you yank the cheeks back like that, and everybody's going click, 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 click,
click. Yeah.
Okay. That's how you get the crowd involved. They're going to boo you, and then now I'm putting sympathy on you. Now when I hit you, oh, why are you hitting Dale? She's so much smaller than you. She's she's a woman. Well, what are you doing? Oh, boo!
Yeah.
She's a woman. She deserves it. I'm working by the hour. She's only earning 75 cents. That type of thing. The crowd. You'll be surprised at what the crowd really, really does get angry for. They get angry for like the weirdest shit.
But it does, as I say, it keeps circling back to, because, growing up in a very sporting environment, I watched boys at school wrestling, but there's wrestling and then there's what you do. There's wrestling for sport and then there's what you do. And what you do is essentially theatre. It's a sport, sure, but it's theatre. Because you are trying to because crowd involvement is everything in theatre. Crowd involvement is everything so it is a performance. You've been watched.
No. A wrestler by the name of Jeff Jarrett said, let me get this right. Because I always confuse it. He goes, this was Greg Valentine.
Okay.
I cannot make you believe in wrestling, but I can make you believe in me.
Yes, that's very cool.
So now, wrestling's fake. Yeah, but did you see what the loudmouth did? Did you see what the loudmouth did to Dale? He took that steel chair. When they were on the outside there, he picked Dale up and he slammed it down to the ground. How are you going to fake that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there is skill involved.
Yeah. It's so crazy because what is perception for one person, and you as a DJ get this all the time. You will say, this song by Metallica is an awesome song. Let's take Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
Master of Puppets is a great song. There's great transitions and things like that. But I've heard people that are metal fans that don't like Master of Puppets.
100%. Because as you say, and it also, that everybody, and especially these days, will tear everything apart. So I will have on a show a couple of listeners who, like for me, I'm very lyric based. So I will judge a song based on its lyrics and how it makes me feel. You mentioned you like the melody, so somebody will like the melody. Someone will like a song purely because the opening guitar riff is hot. Some people will then, I'll say, oh, it's an amazing song, and I'll get some smart ass come back and give me all the reasons why the song is musically incorrect. And then it's not hard enough, or it's not soft enough, or it's this, or it's that. So I think in anything that anybody does these days, there's going to be your critics, and there's going to be those that are going to go, but it's not good enough, or it's not real, or it's, so I don't think I think that's across the board. It's human nature to criticize.
How do you handle criticism?
So I used to handle it really badly. I don't like to be criticized. I don't even like constructive criticism because my way used to be the only way, and my way was always the best way. And the older I've gotten, I've kind of had to learn. And I think that there are two kinds of people now in a very social media driven world. And they're the kind that go, I'm going to ignore the haters. It always hurts. It always hurts. Mm-hmm. But unless the criticism coming through to me is going to improve me in some way, or you are more highly qualified than me, I'm not interested in what you have to say. My shows get criticized all the time. And I've had fans of my show who've gone, tonight's show really wasn't good. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't like it, so that's fine. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like it. I had 36,000 other people that did. Same with my comedy show. I've had some serious critics. And I always take a day or two where I go, oh, I want everybody to love me, and they don't. And it's hard. But no one will ever progress if you're constantly listening to the white noise around you. So I have a handful of people who their opinion is everything. If they come to me and go, listen, you really, really cocked up tonight, I take it at face value and I figure out how to fix it. The general public, and also keyboard warriors, man, it's the same thing. And I'm sure you guys in your sport have had this for a lot longer than before social media was around. Some idiot will come and go, oh, you should have done this, or you could have done that better, or I didn't like it when you did that, long before social media. But I handle criticism better now because I just kind of let it, unless it actually resonates with me, I'm not interested.
Did you ever at one stage, somebody was in your face and you're like, this bitch here?
Oh, listen, in my early 20s, I loved to swing a couple of punches. I mean, I've been booted out of bars all over Joburg. But then I decided that violence was not the answer. And, I often get that thing, yeah, what's up? What does that mouth do? And I'm like, it's going to hurt your feelings. Guaranteed it's going to hurt your feelings. Trust me. I can fight with my words in a big way. And I do often stand up for myself, and I will have a go at it, but I pick my battles. I like to pick my battles. At the end of the day, in my industry that I've been in, I've chosen an industry that's very difficult for someone that looks like me. I have been turned down by countless TV stations because I'm too heavy, because I don't fit this mold. Listen, if I was skinny, I'd be fucking unstoppable. Can I say that? Sorry, you'll have to beat me. Sorry. But, I've been turned down for jobs because I'm too heavy, or I'm this or I'm that. And I ended up gravitating towards radio because I was like, you can't judge me for that because you're basing on my voice. And then there was a certain radio station in Johannesburg, who we shall not mention, who turned me down because I didn't fit their ideal of what a jock should look like. And because of that, I've developed a very thick skin. I've kind of gone, despite my physical misgivings, I'm still where I am. And I still get up on the stage every now and then and make people laugh till they cry. And I can still MC massive events, and I do it. And I get judged no matter what it is. When I walk into a room for the first time, people judge me until I open my mouth. And because of that, I've learned to be like, you don't like it, then don't look. Simple as that. So you do get thick skin, but I think it comes with age. If you've got young people watching, like, just hang in there, it gets better. You kind of hit that mode of like, whatever. Yeah. By the time you kind of get to our age, you're like, oh, whatever.
Okay. Now, just what you said now.
Yeah.
Just what you said now. Who's your sexiest wrestler?
Yeah, but you see, you're putting me on the spot now because I haven't watched any form of wrestling in years. Look, I have an aversion to violence. The older I get as well, and I'm no snowflake, let me tell you, but I have an aversion to violence. So I grew up in a family that were big boxers. I grew up with my dad's business partner was a big boxer. I was taken to boxing, and I hated it. The moment I was like, why are the two of you smacking each other? For what? I don't understand the logic behind it. And for me, I battle with the logic behind the wrestling as well, because I'm kind of like, why would you want to stand on a stage and hurt each other? We don't play like that. So I don't know about sexiest wrestlers. If I go back to the 90s, it was definitely the boys with the long blonde hair. If I remember correctly, what was his name? Bret Hart.
Yes.
Was it Bret?
Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was posters in my room. My brother was a big fan of The Undertaker because he was dark and he was dingy, and he was now he's very sexy for me because I like my goth boys. But they're also now like 110, these oaks. So yeah. I'll have to go and actually research the new crowd, and I'll get back to you.
There's a lot of pretty ones. But you mentioned something interesting there. That's why I'm called the loudmouth. Because
of the voice.
Because I'm not 6'4", chiseled, blonde hair and things. I don't even think I had hair like when I was 26. I had hair with the day I turned 27. My hair was like, cheers, we're out of here, bye.
Tapping out.
We're out of here. So you got to have something.
That's it.
Some people are athletic. I'm not saying I'm not athletic.
Yes.
I can wrestle for 50
Well, you must be able, with some form of athletic, to do what you do.
Oh,
yeah.
It was so funny at training last night with the rookies and things like it. We were doing this one drill, and I dropped an elbow just off the rope. I just jumped up and dropped the elbow. And the one lady turned out and goes, "Why are you jumping so high? You're making us all look bad."
But you see, but that's the thing, though. That's the thing, is that the misconceptions that people have based on outward appearance always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because if anybody looked at you just walking down the road, they wouldn't know what you do. And that's the thing. And then that's what happens is you make an assumption, and it goes back to the old adage of don't judge a book by its cover. I get judged the moment I walk into a group the other day, a group of teenager, 20, 21-year-olds, and I could see all of these little snot noses checking me up and down like, could you not have sent us a sexy quizmaster? Then I opened my mouth, and within half an hour I had them in hysterics. And by the end of it, they were lining up to talk to me. And that's the thing, is that you never ever, you don't know what. I find somebody who's able to talk back. Like, that's why the whole, I'm dying to come and see a match now because I want to watch this banter between you and the audience, because that is super attractive. Like, rather that than these chiseled oaks that, like, are dumber than a sack of hammers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all the wrestlers in South Africa.
Dumber than a sack of hammers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it sounds exciting.
Yeah, they're,
Okay.
you know, you'll get more intellectual conversation from a bag of rocks.
This is why we have music,
Sorry,
This
guys.
is why we have music. But it is a case of, as I say, like for me, the going back to the theatrics, you are obviously a performer at heart.
Yes.
And that's why it appeals to you, because you marry your sport with that's why because I marry my love of music with my interest in entertaining.
Right.
And that's what it's about.
Okay. Now, I'm going to do some quick fire questions for you.
Okay. I'm going to bleep me again.
Now, Dale's in the ring. It's the biggest show in the world.
Okay. Am I wearing spandex?
No, you're not wearing
Thank God.
You're not wearing spandex. Who's the one person, the one figure in history or even currently that you would like to get into a wrestling ring and just choke the hell out of them?
Do they have to be famous?
No, they don't have to be.
Oh, because I've got a list of people that I would love to choke out.
Are they famous?
No, but if it was famous person who I would quick fire, sure. Probably. Oh God, I'm gonna get that culture. What do they call it? Cancel culture here. Probably Gerard Steyn. You know, the Afrikaans singer, Baby Chocolates. Him, because he irritates me.
Okay.
Yeah, him or anyone like Steve Hofmeyer is another one. And if it was an international person, probably Amber Heard.
No. Her name's Amber Turd.
Amber Turd. Probably, but purely because we were talking about this today. It's like the whole thing is so freaking unnecessary. So not because of what's going on, but just because you're making such a spectacle of it. It's ridiculous.
Also, she's a bitch.
And that's. But yeah, probably famous out, probably her. Maybe Ellen DeGeneres, because I feel like I could take her. And then on a completely different scale, I would love to get into a boxing ring, into a wrestling ring with Channing Tatum. But then there would need to be lots of oil and no speaking. And he could choke me out. Choke me, Daddy, choke me.
This is how this is going to go. Yeah, just...
Never shot a mountain lion, but he could choke a couple of cougars.
Oh, wow. We went there.
We did. Of course, we went there.
Got to ring a bell for
yeah.
86.
Yeah, but if it was aggression, it wouldn't be Channing. It would be aggression. But I have a list. of actual current people in my life who I need to know these big, strong men, and I will send you the guys the list, and you can go break some kneecaps. It's cool.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I just had it. My mind racing pictures. And I just imagine this lockup with you and Channing Tatum, and he's all buff and everything like this. And as soon as he goes for the lockup, you go,
choke me, Daddy, choke me. Yes, and I wouldn't call anybody Daddy. I would call Channing Tatum Daddy, just saying. But
and I'm sure he'd let you.
Probably. No, I don't know, hey? Okay, swiftly moving on to quickfire question number 2. Can't believe I just said that out loud. Okay. You just described like my nightly fantasies. Oil and a wrestling. Okay, all right, okay. Sure, Red, this is going pear.
This one pear.
Pear-shaped.
All right, so
yes.
you actually mentioned Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
You could probably take her, all right.
Yeah.
In a wrestling match, in a hardcore wrestling match, so there's going to be chairs and no disqualification and things like that. Who'd be the victor, you or Helen Ziller?
Oh, me. Oh, in a heartbeat. No, in a heartbeat. I mean, I'm bigger than her, number one. Like, straight up. And listen, I don't know how weight factors work in wrestling, but like I'm tough me. I'm big, I'm tall, I'm strong, and I reckon I wouldn't even have to wrestle her. It would just be like no. And I feel like she could. No shame for him, but I don't feel like she's a fighter. I don't feel it would be a very fair matchup. But I would win. No, I would definitely.
You would win.
Yeah. Okay. She's also got like 20 years on me. I mean, I might be old, but like.
She's crusty.
She's crusty.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Okay, so we mentioned you're a big fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and all that stuff, and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. be still your beating heart. I can hear it from here.
Yeah, no, it's the blonde hair. It's the long blonde hair.
It's the long blonde hair. Okay.
I have a thing about men with long hair. That's the problem.
Well, that's the goth and the rock star.
Correct. 100%.
When you did watch wrestling back in those days,
yes,
when Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hit,
yes,
and that glass shattered,
yes,
and those people just erupted,
yes,
even through a TV. I mean, I don't know if you
it's a vibe.
You never watched live professional wrestling.
Never.
You mentioned this before,
Never.
so
I'm hoping to change that
very soon.
Awesome.
Very soon.
Because I think it'll be.
Although in saying that, when we are at the Arnold Classic, you've got the medieval.
I do have the medieval fair, but that's okay. We'll make a plan. But I need to experience this vibe now, because now one of my biggest faults in my life is I suffer from terrible FOMO, and just sitting talking about it as a performer, I feel like it's something I need to see.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if you had to shout obscenities at me, I could give it straight back.
It's not obscenities.
That's a pity.
I wouldn't. No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be obscenities.
No, I know.
You see, we've just mentioned the guys there that are as dumb as a bag of rocks.
Yeah,
You don't even need to go that far.
A lot of the humor, but you know what I mean. I could give it back as good as I get it.
The thing is, it's nice when you're going into a crowd. Like on the 6th of May, we wrestled in Clarksdorp.
Oh.
And I wrestled a Nunzi, and he calls himself the Lion of Africa.
Okay.
So of course, I did this promo about how Clarksdorp's a certain level of certain level of maturity.
In the 9 levels of Dante's Inferno of Hell, right? It's like at least number 8.
Oh, it was down there. It was down there. And I said to the crowd, the only Leo in this loop is the loudmouth.
Okay.
Man, did that piss them off?
Piss them off.
Because now I'm mocking their man. Robbie Vessels is big in Clarksdorp, apparently. And now I'm saying I'm the only Leo in the loop.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Didn't like that.
They didn't like that.
But you see, again, it goes back to that music thing. It's like that resonates. That song is so important to them. And that, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that people are that passionate about a song or about music or about something that they feel strong enough to actually get aggressive about it. I think it's brilliant.
And the weirdest thing was when I was thrown out of the ring and I'm there on the ground and everything like this, and I looked at the tables there, all you could see was khaki shorts.
Yeah.
Even the women were wearing them. It was amazing. It was like, wow.
Okay. Well, it was your match. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, there we go. That was great. and then some lady called me Moy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was about 6'8".
She'd take you.
I went, I need to get out of here.
Yeah. It's been real. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
And it wasn't like, yes, wait, she went, yes, Moy.
Yes, Moy. Yeah.
I'm safe. I'm gonna go back into. I'm safe.
Am I gonna have to call you Daddy?
I'm safe. And it turns out her husband had gone to go get something to eat.
Okay.
Had gone to go get them something to eat.
Yeah.
So he was away, and she was.
She took the moment.
She took the moment. She was like, "This is my opportunity. I'm going to shoot my shot."
Shoot the shot.
Then she shot the shot, and it was a bazooka. Because it wasn't. Yes, Moy.
Yes, Moy. Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
It happened. Masculinity. Oh,
shit.
Oh, but I really love just, wrestling in Joburg and things like that. That's great. They're a smart crowd. They watch a lot of wrestling.
Is it what you mentioned at the very beginning that it's battling? Is it battling to draw crowds, or is it just that it's a very cliquey community? What is it?
It's battling simply because of people think it is what you see on TV.
So the misconception, basically.
There's a misconception because South African wrestling is still a little bit different to that. Yes, we've got half flyers and things like that, but we still like to go out there and listen each other.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
We're cool with each other afterwards, but when you get into the ring,
then it's game on for sure. The way it should be.
And people have this misconception about, we go out there and South Africans are tired of bullshit. We're very tired of bullshit.
Don't like the fake.
So if you see something and you see two guys performing, it's like the same as watching a South African movie. You know, you look at a South African movie and the acting's really, and I'm not knocking South African actors, please, by saying this, but they're not a certain level.
It's a different level.
It's a different level. South Africans are very real. And if you are a actor and things like that, you acting, it's a real thing for you. In America, it's a job.
100%. I got
In the UK, it's a job.
Yeah.
In South Africa, it's still real.
And
when it comes across like that, it comes across clunky, and it comes across scripted, and it comes across fake and forced.
Forced is the word. Yeah.
So a lot of it is to do with that, because we're isolated, if I can say, in our professional wrestling.
Backwards in general, so everything is slightly backwards.
So, you know, we've got guys that have gone over to the States and come back, and they're starting to train guys, and that's cool because they're training in that American style of fluidity.
Okay.
But we've still got the South African mentality of ek gaan jou bliksem, jy gaan my bliksem.
Yeah. Had a couple of clippies and
which is still fun, but that we're not going to be America. We're not going to be Japan.
But that's okay though.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That is fun. But the people see DSTV's got WWE and AEW and all of that stuff. Local stations don't want to produce local content because they think it's about, you know, there's politics and stuff like that involved. No. We just want to put on a show that's showing our strengths accordingly.
In other words, don't make the comparisons. It's two very different animals.
You can't make the comparisons. Yeah. And still to this day, people are like, they look at me, and I've been in the game for 14 years. And, you know, I'm at the stage where I'm actually thinking, 14 years.
I'm over it now.
Yeah, you know, there's a younger generation. They're younger and hungrier, and they can do all this stuff and things like that. Still can't put a match together like I can put a match together. That's neither here nor there. They'll get that. That's experience.
Yeah.
But you got to take it at face value for what it is.
But you see,
let it be.
Here's the comparison that I'm going to draw from my industry, is streaming internet is a big thing, right? It's become a huge thing with the launch of things like Spotify and iTunes, and that commercial radio as we know it is no longer really a thing. Like, I mean, I grew up, I was literally born, bred and raised on 5FM.
Yeah.
Sasha Martinengo, ENF, those were my main. I mean, I came home every day from school. That was the first thing that was put on. Barney Simon. I mean, I mold my show on Barney Simon. There are no personalities these days, as far as I'm concerned, on commercial radio that even match up close to those boys. So now internet radio comes along, but there are still the diehards that will only listen to the likes of Mix and Jacaranda and whatever because it's commercial radio. You cannot take internet radio and compare it to commercial radio.
No,
you can't. Because internet radio is never going to get the sponsorship. It's never going to get the advertising. It's never going to get any of that. We are the same beast, but a very different species.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I do my show and I drop the F-bomb and I'm uncensored and I can say what I want to say and I can do what I want to do. I can play any song I want to play without editing the radio editor. And that is very appealing to a certain select group of people. So it's the same concept. You can't take a group of South African boys who are wrestling with a much smaller budget than the millions of dollars that are being done overseas and expect them to be the same animal. Same species, sure, different animals.
But throw that money at us.
Yeah, then
throw that money at us. That's a different
money's
thing.
The answer to everything. If someone rocked up at my studio tomorrow and went, here's $5 million, do what you want, trust me, I'd take the big guys on. 100% I would. But the thing is that we don't do it that way. The small guys in this country will never win. They will win, but on a different level.
Yeah.
You know, so what you're basically saying is the African public needs to understand you're not going to watch American wrestling. You're going to watch South African wrestling. Take it from where it comes.
There we go.
Why aren't you people come? Seriously. I want to go and see a wrestling
There we go.
You heard it from DoubleD. Do the thing.
So, I think how much is that? That's 48 minutes.
That kind of like went off topic ever so slightly, but it was a cool convo.
The whole thing was going to be about wrestling and music, and then we talked about anything but.
But we did. At the end of the day, what I'm taking from this is that, as I've always suspected, it is a performance. But there is a level of skill in sport where it is based in.
Yes.
And anything these days, even the Olympics was a freaking performance this year. You know what I mean? So there's a level of performance and entertainment that has to come into it.
Okay.
And music is a big part of that.
There we go.
Because if you don't have the music, you don't get the crowd going. You don't have the music, you don't make the associations. Every celebrity in the world, every person worth knowing in the world has got a song that you associate with them. End of story. And the fact that your wrestlers have that is amazing. No. What is your song? You didn't tell me your song.
Oh, no.
That you come out to.
It plays in the beginning of the show.
Oh, so that was the one that was personalised for you.
That was the one that was personalised
for me.
My mate Adrian did it for you. Rest in peace, Adrian.
Adrian
Ziller. There we go. You know the man. That was the last thing he ever recorded. That was the last piece of music, original piece of music he ever recorded.
Okay.
Was for me.
You're going to have to cut that part out.
Hell no. Because I went to primary school with him. He stayed around the corner from me with the high school. He came to watch a show. I did a blade job for him.
Yeah, I know. Listen, yeah.
I did a blade job for him. He's like, I love you. I love wrestling and things like that. But please don't do that again for me. I was like, no, I want to show you what I'm capable of.
He's a very special person.
He's like, he was like, yeah, that's cool, and I appreciate this, but don't ever do that.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. 14 years of wrestling.
Oh, that's delicious. Mine do that too.
Yeah.
But that's because of horses.
The other one does it as well.
Yeah. No, well, we're getting old now, hey? How many years do you reckon you have left? Okay.
And tomorrow's my birthday, so.
Is it your birthday tomorrow?
Yes.
My brother's birthday tomorrow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure, the world is small. Yeah, no, listen. I still, all this time later, cannot hear that man's name without breaking down.
So, yeah. So, I think we're going to leave it at that while we still got DoubleD in.
Well, you can't put that on though.
Oh, no, it's going on.
Sure.
Now's your time to cut a promo.
What promo would you like?
Tell us about it.
Sure. Do you want me to do the whole?
Do the whole promo thing.
Oh God! What do you want me to say?
Get me out there.
What do you want me to say? When you say promo, what is it going to be used for? To promo this or promo Uncut Media? Or okay. Right.
I'm not in the frame, Mama. I'm not in the frame.
No. But really is though.
That's all you, babe.
Come, get off.
It's all you, babe.
I love you, but you have to be on the floor. Okay.
Put your sausage on the floor.
Put my sausage on the floor. I'm trying to think of the context that this is going to be played in before I say what I need to say. Okay. Hey guys, Dale DoubleD Robin here from Uncut Media. Join me every Thursday night from 7 o'clock for After Dark, all of the very best alternative music. Heavy metal, rock, right through to a little bit of ska, maybe some punk, because that's how we roll. Because we are Uncut Media and we're always a little bit extra.
That's how you cut a promo. You all better pay attention because that's the way you do it. That's the promo. That's how we're going to do it from now on. That's how you do it from now on.
It's been amazing. I've had the best time, and thank you for me and my lack of wrestling knowledge to look. The way I see it, that this will play to my crowd, and my crowd are going to go, that sounds awesome. And we're going to get Uncut Media's listeners and all of my friends and my fans, and we're going to come and support some wrestling because I need to see it. I now need to see.
There we go. And just to let you guys know, the Arnold's is happening the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th of June. CPW is going to be there the 4th and the 5th of June. We're going to be having tryouts. We're going to be having shows. There's going to be autograph signings. We're going to be doing presentations and all of that stuff, signing autographs. And come take a look as well. And then on the 4th of June, we have got
the Medieval Fair. There and backing it. So if you're slightly more nerd inclined, we have got our 9th or 10th annual, I can't remember, Medieval Fair happening at Levue Guest Lodge in Mildersdrifts. And dress up. It's all Lord of the Rings themed, so we're going to have some fun and lots of cool stuff going on. So come and join us. It's always epic. We've been waiting 2 years for this one, so let's get it going. I'm excited. Yeah.
All right. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Loudmouth presents Off the Top Rope with DoubleD. Uncensored.
You're going to have to
uncut.
And a little bit extra.
I'm going to have some cake now.
Have some cake. Even me, I'm going to have some cake. It's really good cake.